يعني اللي هي الفرنسيه كريستينا ملادينوفيتش، اللي بتلاقي ايضا الاوكرانيه ليزا سورينيكو المصنفه ال 35. ولكن قبل ان ننتقل الى الحديث عن هذا، كانت زميلتنا سوسن قد اجرت مقابله مع اللاعبه العمانيه فاطمه النبهاني. دعونا نذهب الى هذه المقابله ثم نعود.
أجواء مميزة هنا في بطولة السيدات للتنس في استاد سوق دبي الحرة. معي فاطمة. للي ما يعرف فاطمة، who are you؟ منو أنت؟
أنا فاطمة نبهاني من سلطنة عمان ولاعبة تنس محترفة.
فاطمة، أخبرينا، عندك مباراة الحين بعد 3 دقائق في دبل تنس. أخبرينا عن شعورك وصولك لهذه المرحلة من هذه البطولة، وعن توقعاتك وتجهيزاتك لهذه البطولة.
والله طبعا سعيدة إن أنا متواجدة في هذه البطولة ومشاركة فيها، وطبعا مشكورين للسوق الحرة والأستاذ صلاح تهلك على إعطائي فرصة بطاقة دعوة للمشاركة في هذه البطولة، وإن شاء الله يا رب مباراة اليوم نقدر نحقق فيها نتيجة طيبة وعسى خير بإذن الله.
فاطمة، شكرا جزيلا وكل التوفيق.
شكرا، أحسنتي، تسلمي.
شكرا.
أحسن.
Thank you. Good luck.
Comes from the heart.
إذن تواجد شرفي للاعبة فاطمة النبهاني العمانية، وأكيد الاحتكاك هذا إن شاء الله يعني يولد عن رفع في المستوى الفني لهذه اللاعبة. نعود ونتحدث اليوم عن اللقاء الهام، ويمكن اللقاء أيضا بيكون قوي يعني ما بين اللاعبة كريستينا ملادينوفيتش وأيضا الأوكرانية ليزا سورينيكو.
هذه مباراة يعني هي انتهت بالنسبة للاعبة مالدينوفيتش، فازت 6-2 7-6. كانت مباراة قوية على مجموعتها الثانية. ومالدينوفيتش يعني لاعبة فازت قبل يعني بضعة أيام في الفد كاب ضد إيطاليا، ويعني كسبت خبرة كبيرة في السنوات الأخيرة، وطبعا هي الأقرب حاليا. كانت معناتها من اللاعبات اللي كانوا يعاتبوها على أن تغير كثير مدربين، ولكن آخر مرة يعني أنا فهمت معناتها منها هي بالذات أن فما مبرر لتغيير اللاعبين هذوما. يعني كانت في كل مرة تحس بروحها أنها تحتاج العين جديدة حتى تبتكر فرص جديد، حتى تدخل وتغير حاجات جديدة، حتى تبعث روح جديدة في التنس نتاعها. وانا نشوفها يعني حاجه ايجابيه جدا لما اللاعب يحاول يبحث على ذاته في وسط برنامجه وفي وسط معناتها موسم طويل وشاق جدا، ولكن حافظت على ازدواجيه التدريب، بأنها حافظت أنها تدخل في برنامج الاتحاد الفرنسي، أنها تكون ضمن لاعبات الفد كاب، وأنها تستفيد من خبرة إيميلي موريسمو اللي هي عندها كم كبير في التنس. موريسمو اللي هي حاليا مدربة الفد كاب في الاتحاد الفرنسي، وكذلك مدربة أندي موري، رغم أنه في فترة من الفترات كانت هي حامل، يعني اضطر أنه يأخذ مدرب آخر، ولكن مباشرة عاد إلى اللعبة موريسمو اللي نفهم أنا من طريقة لعبها أنها تبحث، هي من المدربات القلائل اللي يبحثوا على الهجوم. يعني ركيزة من ركائز تدريبات اللعبة موريسمو أنها لعبة تبحث على الضغط مباشرة، لعبة تبحث.
طبعا هذه المباريات نذكر السادة المشاهدين بأن هذه المباريات اللي لعبت في الكورت واحد أو الملعب رقم واحد، وكان يعني لم تكن منقولة هنا على الملعب الرئيسي، ولكن يعني أيضا يعني كريستينا اللي هي كريستينا ملادينوفيتش التي فازت ب6-2 و7-6 لتفوقها على الأوكرانية ليزا سورينيكو المصنفة ال35. طبعا أخذت المباراة ساعة 34. اكيد هناك يعني اليوم في مباريات، يمكن كثير من المباريات ممكن نشاهدها على الملعب الرئيسي، وايضا بعض المباريات اللي نشاهدها على الملاعب الاخرى المرافقه.
تعرف يعني في المباريات كيف ما هيك لاحظنا من المباراتين الاولتين، يعني شفنا المجموعه الاولى تختلف عن المجموعه الثانيه، ولكن التنافس يشتد في المجموعه الثانيه. علاش؟ على خاطر هذا يرجع ديما دخول متاخر في المباراه، وهذا طبيعه الفيرست راوند تكون دائما من النوع هذا. الفيرست راوند يكون اللاعب مازال ثقيل في الملعب، مازال ما تأقلمش، ممكن يكون جاي من مكان بعيد كذلك، وهذا يجعل فما صعوبة في التأقلم في المباراة الأولى. وهيك علاش نفهموا أنه فما تأخر نسبي في الدخول في المباريات على حسب نتائج المجموعة الثانية في مختلف المباريات. ولكن مالدوفيتش كانت متقدمة في المجموعة الثانية وكادت تخسر المجموعة الثانية، ولكن في أواخر المجموعة الثانية فما نوع من الانضباط التكتيكي صار، وبطبيعة الحال المنضبط هو اللي يعرف كيف يقتنص المباراة في الأخير.
أكيد،
وهذا هو التنس.
نعم. أيضا يعني إحنا مثل ما نقول إن المباراة القادمة بين أنا كارولينا شميدلوفا المصنفة 29 عالميا مع الفرنسية كارولين غارسيا المصنفة 38. يعني أيضا هذا لقاء أيضا له الكثير من الحسابات.
طبعا أنا كين نقول كارولين غارسيا، نتذكر نهائي رولان جاروس جونيور اللي صار ما بين أونس جابر وكارولين غارسيا، وكان الفرق واضح في المستوى لأونس جابر رغم فرق واضح، وفازت أونس جابر برولان جاروس فاينل. لكن شوفوا موقع أونس جابر الحين وموقع غارسيا حاليا، شوفوا يعني هذا ما يقللش من قيمة أونس جابر. ولكن خلينا نوضح شيء، كيفاش الاتحادات الكبرى تساعد وتساهم في تطور لاعبيها بشكل لافت للانتباه. أول حاجة يعني اتحاد كاتحاد فرنسا يتبادل بطاقات الدعوة، وهذا ما يسهل على اللاعبين باش يقتنصوا الكثير من النقاط. وشوفوا لنا اليوم كارولين غارسيا يعني تتمركز، يعني خلينا نقول يظهر لي من 38 على العالم، في حين ما زالت أونس جابر تبحث على نفسها في المئة الأوائل على العالم. وهذا طبعا بكمية بطاقات الدعوة اللي منحها الاتحاد الفرنسي لهذه اللعبة، وتبادل الاتحاد الفرنسي، لأنك اتحاد يملك العديد من الدورات في داخل فرنسا، والدورات هذه كلها يعني من صنف 250 يخلي اللاعبين يتمكنوا أكثر ويدخلوا بسرعة في المواجهة المباشرة. المواجهة المباشرة يعني ما يمرش عبر الأدوار التمهيدية. أنا أشوفه كما أونس جابر مجبورة أنها تمر بالأدوار التمهيدية، وهذا هو الفرق. يعني ما كانش لما نشوفوا جونيور الناس الكل يعني أغلب اللاعبين يبدأوا في نفس المستوى، العرب نفس المستوى. أنا شفت تحت 14 عام 2001 انتقلت إلى مدينة تارب في فرنسا 2000 باعتقادي ولا 99، كان الفاينل ما بين نادال وغاسكي فاز على نادال. كان معايا لاعب إماراتي محمد عبد الله النعيمي، كان لاعب إماراتي ما كانش يبعد عنهم، وكان يمتلك مهارات أكثر من اللاعبين هذوما خاصة على مستوى الإرسال. ولكن الفرق بعد ظهر يعني في كمية الدورات وفي كمية البرامج الموجودة داخل الاتحادات، هي اللي تعطي فرق كبير للاعبين باش
بس هذا الشيء احنا ما نستفيد منه هنا، يعني في البطاقات هذا تحصل من دور تمهيدي وخلاص.
لا، البطاقات هذه هي اول حاجه. البطاقات هذه لازم يكون عندك اتحاد قوي اللي يملك دورات كبرى باش يخول لك باش تاخذ بطاقات، باش نجم تاخذ بطاقات. اما اذا كان يعني اتحاد يفتخر الى دورات، ما نجمش يتبادل دورات اخرى. انا نحكيش معناتها على يعني الاتحادات وما ندخلش عليه تحت القالب هذه معناتها حاجه اخرى. لكن انا نقول يعني راو تحت ال 14 وتحت ال 12 الفرق ما فماش فرق ما بين العرب وما بين الدول الاوروبيه ولا الامريكان ولا غيره. لكن بعد يحدث الفرق. علاش؟ على خاطر ثم برامج اوضح، ثم برامج مرتبه اكثر، وفما نسق مباريات مطالب. نعطيك انا مثل، اما احسن تعمل 100 ارسال ولا باسكت فيه 1000 ارسال، ولا تعمل ترسل ماتش بوينت في مباراه فاينل في دوره مهمه. اكيد ترسل ماتش بوينت في دوره مهمه في فاينل مهم احسن ولا تعمل 100 ارسال في حصه تدريبيه. وهذا هو اللي يعطي الفرق للملاعبيه الكبار. يعني تعمل 100 ارسال في التدريب، ولكن ما يسواش انك ترسل في ترسل ماتش بوينت وانت متعادل بار اكزامبل 6-6 والارسال تملك ارسال باش تنهي المباراه، ولا 6-5 باش تنهي المباراه. هذا الفرق ما بين، يعني ما يسواش. يعني لما تقارن هالكره هذه بكميه الارسالات اللي تأديهم في المباراه، ما يكفيش انك تتدرب. على خاطر اذا كان انت تتدرب راح تكون لاعب تدريبي، ولكن ما تكونش لاعب مباريات. هذا هو الفرق.
طيب الان الالمانيه جوليا جيرجس يعني المصنفه ال 53 مع الروسيه ايضا سفيتلانا كوزنتسوفا المصنفه 17 عالميا. واحنا دائما يعني مثل ما تفضلت في البدايه ان دائما هذا التصنيف لا يؤخذ في المواجهات، خلينا نقول عنه، ولا هو يعتبر مؤشر بسيط. ولكن اليوم بمقابله هذين اللاعبتين، يعني اذا كان في لقاءات سابقه لهم، وايضا اليوم اللاعبه مثل كوزنتسوفا يعني واحده مشهود لها يعني بالاداء الكبير ايضا اليوم، كيف تراها في مواجهه جورجس؟
الله يكون في عونها جورجس الليله، خاطر يعني ما هيش مباراه سهله. كوزنتسوفا لاعبه مخضرمه، عاشت معناتها 3 أجيال، ولاعبه يعني فاهمه اللعبه، ولعبت وفازت برونو جاروس قبل، ويعني مليانه تنس. يعني كي واحد تدخل مباراه مليانه تنس يخليك تخاف من المباراه من قبل. يعني هذا لاعب مليان، يعني ما عندك ما باش تاثر عليه نفسانيا. ما نتصور انه اللاعبه كوزنتسوفا عندها 3% من الخوف. لا، انا نتصورها باش تدخل عاديه، وشفتها يعني في كذا مره.
يعني خبرتها بتلعب الدور الاكبر اليوم في هذا اللعب.
كوزنتسوفا تلعب الفيرست راوند كما تلعب الفاينل، يعني ما يفرق عنها. بالنسبه لجورجس صحيح فما فروقات تصير، وفما منعرجات في المباراه، فما مناطق ضغط. وكما نحكيو لما المباراه تصير فيها مناطق ضغط، هنا يظهر الملاعب الكبير. هنا الملاعب اللي يخرج واضح. شوف، تدخل السوبر ماركت ولا تدخل المول، ما عندكش فلوس تتفرج وتروح، عندك فلوس تشري، عندك في جيبك، وعندك مهارات فنيه، وعندك خبره. وقت المباريات الصعبه تمدها
بالرصيد البنكي الموجود،
وتظهرها في الرصيد البنكي اللي عندك. ما عندكش تلم ركاتاتك وتاخذ طريق حجرات الملابس، اللي هو احسن طريق بالنسبه
طيب كابتن رضا، يعني اليوم لما انت مثل ما تفضلت، اكيد اللاعبه اللي دائما ما تمتلك هذا الرصيد وتمتلك هذه الخبره اكيد يعني المواجهه، لكن ايضا يعني جورجس تحاول ان تثبت ذاتها، تحاول ان يعني يكتب لها ان هي فازت على مصنفه واحده من الخبرات. ماذا تحتاج هي كجورجس لتفوز ايضا على بطله مثل كوزنتسوفا؟
اليوم ماكاروفا، باش نرجع لمباراة اليوم ماكاروفا في الشوط الأخير من المجموعة الثانية، وهي ترسل يعني قبل نقطتين. شو صار؟ عملت دبل فوت، فسدت الماتش الكل راح على خاطر دبل فوت. شفنا ورينا وضحنا في المجموعة الأولى كيفاش خطأ تكتيكي ودى بالمجموعة الأولى وراحت منها المجموعة الثانية. دبل فوت في المجموعة 5-6-5 ودى المباراة في طريق آخر. يعني هذه يعني مباريات كما هكا تتلعب على جزئيات بسيطة ودقيقة. علاش؟ على خاطر ما نجموش نحكيو على ضعف الحركات الفنية، لأنه توصل إلى ترتيب عالمي 18 ومن 20 الأوائل ومن 50 الأوائل، ما تقدرش توصل للترتيب هذا وعندك ضعف من ناحيه او ضعف في حركه من الحركات الفنيه، مستحيل باش يخليك تمر الى هذا الترتيب يعني بسهوله هذه. يعني يبقى الامور تصبح تكتيكيه وتصبح ذهنيه، وكذلك تصبح الامور تمر عبر مناطق ضغط في المباراه، كيف يتعامل اللاعب مع هذه المناطق، وكيف يوزع كيف يمتص المباراة، كيف يمتص ضغط المباراة. لأنه أوقات يعني في وقت خرج من المباراة ثم ملاعبية خرج لك أيس، والدليل على ذلك شفنا فيدرر يعني، وكذا مرة سيرينا ويليامز خرج أيس في وقت ضغط من المباراة، في وقت صعيب ألا المنافس ينتظر أنه يقلب المباراة، ولكن تنقلب عليه المباراة. وهذا هو يعني قوة اللاعبين اللي عندهم خبرة، أنهم مقتصدين في جهودهم، يعرفوا كيفاش يوزع جهده في المباراة، وكيف يمتص يعني حماس خاصة الأولاد الصغار يجيوا يعني أوفر موتيفيشن تصير لهم، يجي متحمس
الأدرينالين عالي عنده،
وبعدها ياخذ الكف الأول ثم الثاني ثم الثالث ثم تنتهي المباراة كلها تروح. وهذا ما يمنعش أن نراو جورجس لعبة ممتازة، ولعبة عندها مدة طويلة، راي لعبة جورجس في الثلاثين الأوائل على العالم. يعني ما هيش سهلة، راي المباراة هي اليوم ما هيش سهلة، مباراة بين لعبة تحاول تبحث على نفسها، خاصة صارت لها مشاكل صحية في الفترات الأخيرة. جورجس هي قاعدة تبحث على نفسها، لكن في هذا البحث اليوم في مواجهة صعبة على خاطرها جات مع
المباراة الأخيرة يعني اللي هي تشيكية كارولينا بليشكوفا المصنفة 13 أعتقد، في مواجهة ما أدري إذا نقدر نطلق عليها يعني هي البسيطة بين الأمريكية كوكو بانديوغا المصنفة 46 على مستوى العالم. أيضا كيف نرى هذا الحوار؟
تعرف بليشكوفا يعني كانت سبب هام في نجاح البطولة سنة الفارطة، وكانت يعني عنصر من عناصر اللي ميزت البطولة سنة الفارطة، وشفنا أداء قوي. ولكن كنا ننتظر أن بعد بطولة دبي أن تكون انطلاقة معناتها متميزة، ولكن قد يعني تدرجها وتسلقها في الترتيب العالمي معناتها يمشي رويدا، ما كانتش فماش الطفرة القوية في التقدم في الترتيب العالمي، وخاصة حتى على مستوى الدورات كان التقدم يعني بطريقة بطيئة نسبيا. ولكن أنا أقول كوكو فاندويتش لعبة ما هيش سهلة،
وخصوصا ان هي يعني اليوم بليشكوفا هي من يعني خسرت من سيمونا هالب الموسم الماضي، واستطاعت ان تتفوق عليها ايضا يعني بنتيجه كانت دخلت يعني في مباراه جامده خلينا نقول عنها مع سيمونا هالب، يعني خسرتها 6-4 و7-6 يعني، فاعتقد انه كان تنافس قوي ايضا، فبالتالي هذه اللعبه لن تكون سهله.
احنا شفنا يعني ماكاروفا كانت فازت على بليشكوفا في الدور الثالث في أستراليا المفتوحة، يعني النتائج قريبة لبعضها وما يعني شيء الترتيب يعني بالنسبة يكون 31 ولا 40 على العالم كله متقارب بعض. واحنا فسرنا يعني في بداية الاستوديو الأول قلنا يعني سيد نمبر 1 خرج معناتها 11 مرة من الدور الأول، في حين ما يكمل مشواره الا في 13 دوري. هذا طبيعي جدا، هذا هو اللي يعطي شموليه دوري الفتيات، يعني هذاك هو اللي باش يفرز بعد سنوات نخبه وباش يعطي باش يخلي ممكن يجذب اكثر جمهور من تنس الرجال. خاطر تنس الرجال الحين صار يتمركز اكثر على القوه، يتمركز اكثر على سرعه الارسال اكثر من الفرجه، وتنس النساء حسب التطور اللي صار في السنوات الفارطة صار يفرج أكثر. لو احنا في مشكلة كبير في التنس، وراح التنس حيفقد كثير، لأنه التنس في منافسات قوية مع الجولف، والجولف قاعد ينتص في أكثر كوكبة من الجماهير. في اكثر مجازين من التنس، وهذه هي النقطه. فما خطر كبير انه داخل البادل على التنس. يعني هذوما التنس قاعد يفقد نوعا ما في تمركزه ما بين الرياضات الاخرى، وهذا يرجع خاصه الى هذه الدورات الكبرى. لو فرضنا اذا كان السنه هذه فيدرر يطلع مصاب وما يكملش الموسم، ونادال ما يكملش الموسم، شكون باش يتفرج على التنس؟
ما في.
هذه هي الاشكاليه الكبيره. وشكون باش يعوض؟ هل جوكوفيتش يقدر ينسينا نادال؟ يقدر ينسينا فيدرر؟ صعب، لانه كل يعني فيدرر يعني اسطوره، ولكن جبد الجمهور، وصعب ان كل ماتش لازم تقارنه بنادال، لكن ولا تقارن فيدرر باي لاعب اخر، صعب ان تقارنه، ما يتقارنوش.
طيب كابتن رضا، من خلال الاسماء اللي احنا اليوم يعني سنشاهدها يعني او حتى الان شاهدناها، ممكن ان يعني نتكهن بمن سيكون له قدم في الادوار النهائيه؟
الادوار النهائيه لسه بدري، لازم نشوفوا احنا ما يظهر هذا الا بعد ما يكون بعد ظهور المصنفات رقم 1 في مبارياتهم الاولى. وقت نشوف المصنفات رقم 1 ورقم 2 يظهرون لنا في مبارياتهم الاولى، يعطينا فكره واضحه على يكملوا ولا لا، ونشوفها مدى جاهزيه اللاعبات في بدايه هذا الموسم. خاطر كما تشوف سيمونا آلاب ما ظهرتش، في خسرت فيرست راوند في استراليا اوبن، يعني ما ظهرتش، ما عطاتناش وجه هلا باش نكتشفوا فيها بدايه الموسم، ومشاكل صحيه بعد استراليا يعني، وهذا ظهورها الاول يتسمى في الموسم سيمونا آلاب. زيد على ذلك مغرودا ما ظهرش كذلك في الموسم في استراليا اوبن. يعني هما اللاعبات عليهم ضغط كبير، يلزمهم ينجزوا في البطوله هذه، لانه عليهم ضغط كبير حتى يحدوا مسيرهم في الموسم هذا. قدامهم انديانا ويلز وميامي ماسترز من طراز قوي، وهذا يجعل مهمتهم صعبه في البطوله هذه. علاش انا نقول البطوله هذه غياب سيرينا ويليامز فسرته انه ماهوش باش ياثر، لان مطالبات اللاعبات هذوما بالظهور ومطالبات بالنتيجه. يعني لو بليسكوفا ما تدفعش على وما توصلش للفاينل راح تحسب نقاطها وراح تخسر ترتيبها. مغروزا مطالبه بالوصول الى الدور نصف النهائي على الاقل للحفاظ على نقاطها في المباراه. سيمونا آلاب مطالبه بالفوز بالبطوله للحفاظ على نقاطها.
بطولة دبي للتنس قابلة أن يفوز فيها في بطولة السيدات، يعني وحدة قد تكون يعني تصنيفها متأخر، فبالتالي هي باستطاعتها أن تكون بطلة لهذه البطولة.
أكيد كل شيء وارد، خاطر المستويات الكل معناتها ما تبعدش عليها، ما تبعدش كثير على بعض، فما إمكانية. كونتا اللعبة كانت في أستراليا المفتوحة، يعني دور النصف النهائي. من كان يتصور اللعبة كونتا في الدور النصف النهائي؟ نرجع عن 3 سنوات 4 سنوات ورا مع اللعبة نالي ولا لينا. نالي يسميوها اثنين، هم يعني نالي ولا لينا. اللعبة الصينية هذه هي اللي أعطت دفعة دم جديد في التنس. نعطي أنا مثال، يعني فازت برولان جاروس. اللعبة الصينية فازت برولان جاروس، وقت فازت برولان جاروس قبل سنة كانوا 7 مليون مشاهد يشاهدوا في الفاينل بتاع رولان جاروس. لما اللعبة نالي فازت برولان جاروس السنة هذيك 40 مليون مشاهد شاهدوا الفاينل بتاع رولان جاروس. علاش؟ على خاطر نالي من الصين، واحنا نعرفوا الكم الكبير اللي موجود في الصين وعدد المشاهدين
2 مليار
و2 مليار. هذه معناتها شوفوا كيفاش النقلة النوعية بفضل لعبة من آسيا. ولكن الإشكالية لما موجودة الاتحاد الدولي ما فتحش أبواب الآسيا. يعني هذا سوق كبير كان يقدر أنه يعطي أبعاد جديدة للتنس، خاصة نحن معناتها في فترة صعبة التنس حاليا في فتره صعبه كبيره، يعني معناتها يعني في منافسات مع رياضات اخرى وكذلك منافسات على الجمهور. ولما يجيك سوق صيني كيف ما هيك يعني رولان جاروس يعني هذايا نالي معناتها شوفوا هنا اليوم سازي زينغ ربحت اليوم وكوينغ زاد كيف يعني موجودين اللاعبات الاسيويات. ولكن علاش اليوم ما يصيرش جران سلام في اسيا؟ علاش هذا ما يصيرش جران سلام في اسيا؟ ليش ما يصير الا في امريكا والا في القارات الاخرى؟ علاش ما يكونش حق من حقوق اسيا انها تنظم جران سلام؟ يا سيدي مرحبا به، اذا كان دبي قادره انها تنظم جران سلام خلي ننظموا، خلي نستفيدوا الناس الكل. ولا علاش يبقى حكر على القارات الاخرى؟ رغم اننا نقول على الصين نيشيكوري اليوم هو اصله من اصل يعني شوفوا يعني ياباني اعطى نفس جديد في التنس. هذا السوق الصيني حول واعطى دفعه جديده. حتى ساعات النقل المباشر، عدد ساعات النقل المباشر لرولان جاروس قفزه نوعيه بعد دخول نالي للمنافسات رولان جاروس.
الان طبعا احنا في نشاهد الان البطولتين طبعا اللي بيلعبون الان نيكولينا شميدلوفا ومع الفرنسيه كارولينا غارسيا الى الملعب. واعتقد ان هنا بنشاهد مباريات ايضا يعني قويه. الروسيه ايضا سفلانا كوتسوفا مصنفه ايضا 17. دعنا قبل ان نتحدث ايضا عن هذه المباراة أو ننتقل الآن ملحم. نعم الآن طبعا سننتقل إلى مشاهدة هذه المباراة ولكن بعد هذا الفاصل. وأشكر طبعا زميلي رضا أبو سعادة على تواجده معنا وتحليله الفني القيم أكيد عن هذه البطولة. ومن ثم سنلتقي إن شاء الله في أوقات أخرى. شكرا لكم ونذهب إلى الملعب الآن.
To be everything you ever do.
The longest match ever recorded in the history of Grand Slam tennis as well. You may remember at the Australian Open where she lost to Francesca Schiavone in 4 hours and 44 minutes. But I wonder what we're in for tonight.
Yes, there's some tough first rounds, as we always seem to say at this event. There's so many big names here. Smaller draw this year. The last player in direct entry-wise was ranked 42 in the world, Barbara Streisova of the Czech Republic. Confirmation of the first of 2 night matches for you tonight. Pliskova, runner-up last year, takes on the American Coco Vandeweghe. The second of the night matches. Gerges and Kuznetsova in the top half of the draw, as you can see. I don't know if this will play either Barbara Streisova or Pironkova, who's qualified today for place in the quarterfinals. A pretty blustery day, temperature super. And it's almost perfect playing conditions in what is always tricky conditions in Dubai. Quick, blustery, players take time to get used to it.
I think it is tricky conditions here. It seems to be very light and it almost feels as if it's sort of playing in altitude out here and the ball just flies through the air. It's very different at night to how it is in the day. I think it slows up just a tiny bit. If it's hot and sunny, that ball will really, really fly. But I think it does take the players a few days to get used to it. I said it earlier today. I think the players try and come a little bit more up the back of the ball, cover it, as we say, and put a little bit more spin on the ball because otherwise it takes off. But if you're not in position and you don't get that footwork right and you're not balanced, I mean, it can be really a nightmare, can't it?
It really can. There's an Italian in the chair for this one, Gianluca Moscarella.
First of all, it's Jane.
Spin of the coin.
Point for us tonight. Okay, 3 time set, 6 balls in place, 7-9 is the ball change. There's no net device. We have to be change over, so please don't stand up until I call time. We do have a Hawkeye as usual. Just as a reminder, if you can please ask me challenge verbally, because maybe I'm following the track of the ball, so I don't miss the timing of the call. Okay? Any questions? What would you like? Just flip in the air. Just flip.
She won the catch and win competition.
Okay.
And balls were
And here.
hit into the stands.
Heads. You serve. Okay.
It's quite a good toss of the coin, that, wasn't it?
Certainly was.
No picture. Okay.
And everyone's scurrying. It's a great addition to the tournament this year. They're playing this catch and win just ahead of the matches during the championships, and the winner of that event will come down and have a chance to toss the coin for the players' matches. So really fun chance for somebody down on court. Let's take a closer look at our two pairs tonight then. Ex-Junior Tour player, 27 years of age, now ranked number 54 in the world. She was born and still resides in Bad in Germany. 5 feet 11 inches tall. She's got 2 titles to her name. Stuttgart in 2011, Bad in 2010. She's also been a finalist a further 4 times, and she also has 5 doubles titles to her name as well. Making her 4th appearance here, she made the finals on her debut, beating her opponent here tonight along the way. She also beat Caroline Wozniacki before going down in that finals to Agnieszka Radwanska. Qualified here last year, lost in the first round to Panetta, who of course was a winner at the US Open before announcing her retirement. Best Grand Slam appearance has been the 4th round of the Australian Open 3 times. 2012, 2013 and 15, and then the 4th round at the French Open on the clay last year. A very good start to the year though. Finalist at Auckland, and down to Swan Stevens, the American, in that final. But no secrets between these two. This is the 6th meeting between them. But Svetlana Kuznetsova, even more experience out there on the tour, now 30 years of age, ranked at 18 in the world, although of course she has been as high as number 2, that was back in 2007. 5 feet 8 inches tall, 16 titles, most recently in Sydney at the beginning of the year. She's also been a finalist a further 21 times, but of course her biggest achievements were winning the US Open in 2004 and a winner at the French Open 5 years later in 2009. Making her 13th appearance here in Dubai, and herself a finalist 3 times, as we mentioned before, in 04. She beat Venus Williams along the way before going down to Justine Henin, who incidentally is here as a coach this week. She also reached the finals in Dubai in 2008, beating Jelena Jankovic, losing to Dementieva, and then she beat Radwanska in 2011 and Panetta, but lost to Caroline Wozniacki in 2011. So 4-1 in head-to-heads in favour of Svetlana Kuznetsova. But as I said, the only time that Gogas has beaten her was here in Dubai. So I wonder if that'll give her some confidence, trying to recall some memories from the conditions the court plays here. Sometimes you do bring back memories of a court that you like, and it seems to suit your game. The height of the bounce, the pace of the ball. She seems to be having something of a resurgence in her career, isn't she?
I was going to say to you, Annabelle, I mean, she's obviously done so well in her career. She got to number 2 in the world, the 2 Grand Slams, etc., in the doubles too. But then she seemed to sort of lose her love of the game a little bit. She had some injury problems, but it's certainly been rekindled now. And she seems to be destined to get pretty much back very near the top.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think she did go through
2 minutes.
She wasn't enjoying her tennis so much. She admitted that. And then she changed her setup. I think she changed the coaching setup. I think she went back to Moscow for a while as well, trained there. And, she's just sort of rekindled the love of the sport and just enjoys being out there. And she's tough to beat. I mean, she's so experienced. She knows how to play tennis matches.
So we talk about the stellar cast. Just cast your eyes over this. Simona Halep, the defending champion, wild-carded in. Has a day off. Gavinia Muguruza played well here last year. Suarez, Navarro, Kvitova. Belinda Bencic, runner-up in St. Petersburg the weekend. What an exciting 18-year-old she is. A huge prospect in the top 10 for the very first time in her career. Karolina Pliskova beaten by Halep in the final last year. Roberta Vinci, champion in St. Petersburg. Kuznetsova, of course, warming up for her first match of the tournament tonight. Always a good draw here.
Yeah, it's very popular, isn't it? It's a popular stop on the tour. The players get very well looked after. It's just a beautiful setup here. I think it's one of my most favourite tournaments in the world, this one. I love this centre court. It has a great intimate atmosphere. People get a good view. The night matches are always exciting. There's a little bit of extra glamour. And I think just beautiful the way it's set. A little small, is it a mini lake outside in the Irish village?
Yeah, ducks on pond and all that.
Oh, tortoises. It's just really sweet.
5,000 intimate seater stadium. And,
ladies and gentlemen, first round match, best of 3 type of sets. Julia Gerges won a toss and elected to set.
German number 6 Gerges, they have 10 in the top 100. The Russians now 7 in the top 100. So they've just dropped off a little, but there's some real stars in the making. Kasatkina,
Time ready to
18-year-old from Russia. Boy, she's a name to remember. She's going to be a star very soon.
Yes, I enjoyed watching her at the Australian Open. Great attitude, real go-getter. I mean, there's some really terrific youngsters coming through.
Who's going to win this one, Annabelle?
Well, I think it's always good to look at head-to-heads, isn't it? And obviously Svetlana Kuznetsova with the form that she's had. Actually, they've both had a great start to the year, I think. Svetlana, a winner in Sydney, and then, of course, Julia, a finalist in Auckland as well. So there's certainly a lot of confidence going to come out of both of their rackets. I just wonder for Svetlana, it was a difficult loss in the Fed Cup, wasn't it? Losing that 4-hour match. And had very little energy left for the next Fed Cup singles against Kiki Bertens. But head-to-heads are usually a good indicator, aren't they?
Now, there's a regular campaigner too. This is Svetlana Kuznetsova's 13th year, but that lady has been in that seat, well, for as long as I've been coming here. So the first of the night matches. Julia Gerges of Germany taking on Svetlana Kuznetsova for a 6th time. They first met 9 years ago. Just the one win for Gerges, but it was here in Dubai. It'll be the German to begin.
Well, I'm not surprised she's going to challenge that. I was going to go and have a look at it. I'm not sure myself, but it was worth the challenge, that's for sure. I think I'm just early stages looking at her service motion, but it looks to me as if she's completely changed it at the start.
Yeah, we'll have a good look at that as the match unfolds.
Oh, no wonder she challenged.
Balls. Wait, please. Ball, thank you. Bye-bye.
One of the most versatile female players the game has ever seen, I think, Kuznetsova. She has so many different ways that she can play.
Yeah, I agree with you. She can spin on that ball, can't she? She can flatten it out, slice the backhand, she can kick the serve. She's got a lot of options. And add to that all that wealth of experience she brings out onto the court.
Saw Kuznetsova practicing hard yesterday with Svitolina, who has Justine Annan added to the team, which is very interesting. And, even though you practice hard, you work so hard when you first get here, it still takes time to settle into the matches.
40-15.
Well, she can really hit the ball hard. Julia Gergis, she'll more often than not look to hit that ball hard off the forehand side and dance around the backhand, but the backhand's a vastly improved shot as well.
Game, goodness.
Talk of the devil. Good opening game for Gergis.
First game.
Yeah, her game is really built around that big forehand, isn't it? It's the one she really accelerates the racket head onto. She'll dance around the backhand, as I said before. But also, I do like her serve. I think her serve is a real weapon. She gets sort of good width on the court with it. She can open up the court. When she gets the short reply, she'll thump that forehand into the open space.
It's interesting, wasn't it, Annabelle? When she broke into the top 15 for the first time, having made the final here 4 years ago, I think a lot of people thought she would kick on and become a top 10 player and really start to threaten the very top players in the game.
Yeah, I definitely thought that. I just thought she's someone with a lot of weapons. She seemed to have a really good head on her shoulders as well. But, you know, the tour can beat it out over a period of time. It's actually being able to have those consistent performances. And I guess that for her has been the real conundrum.
Lots of teams.
She definitely went through a big period of her career, didn't she, about 2 or 3 years ago, where she literally had no confidence.
Absolutely. Ranking was plummeting. Started well here. Quick conditions, they suit her. The term is 132 kilometres an hour. We're in clothing range now, because Netzer has had for some time Chinese company. Here then.
Oh, 15 to 14. It bounced where she expected it to, but the footwork a little bit caught up there.
2 break points straight away for Gergis. Nervous start, I think, for Kuznetsova.
Gergis leads by 2 against the net. Lane.
Now there, Cole McLaughlin, second row up on the right-hand side there, the purple shirt. What a success story this tournament has been with him as the brainchild initially. Four dropped by the ball boy.
13.
That would have got a big applause if he caught that one.
As it is, he'll be on court 6 tomorrow.
Actually, it does take some time to adjust out here under the lights, isn't it? We're going to see a few little mishits. She's mishit a couple of returns of serve, Svetlana.
13-15.
Super.
Well, as soon as Gerges went up the line with this ball here, you open up the angles of the court. You've got to make sure you hit almost an outright winner off a shot like that. Otherwise, you are in deep trouble. And Kuznetsova did so well to close up the volley there into the open space. Very calm, well-constructed point.
Very well left.
And
Yes, line, ball was collapsed.
Gutsy serve. Kuznetsova's not going anywhere.
Makes sense. 13-14. Let's go. Has 2 challenges remaining.
Points in a row. Break back point.
Net first service. Let's go. Challenging the call on the left. Center service line, ball was collapsed.
Well, she's certainly going for the lines, isn't she?
Yeah, she is, and she always does. But my feeling is this one might have missed wide.
Close down, second service.
Always trust my eyesight these days.
Deuce. Masgagas has 1 challenge
It'll be
remaining.
interesting, Annabelle, to see how much Kuznetsova is prepared to defend, or when she, decides to start to boss herself.
Well, I agree, because in that last point you can see how far inside the baseline Julia Gerges was, and actually Kuznetsova was playing it right back where that Dubai sign is. And that's not where she wants to play this tennis match.
First service.
Court positioning is so important these days, isn't it?
Advantage Kuznetsova.
It's huge.
He really does have incredible timing on the ball. It's just natural timing. Racket head speed. Just gets right through the centre of that ball. She's also got quite a big loopy backswing there. You can see that's almost old-fashioned in a way, isn't it? Because a big loop like that, you wouldn't think on the modern tour would have enough time. Especially on cricket courts, but I guess the courts have slowed up over the years.
Yeah. WTA badge flew off in that point, didn't it? Just been handed to the ball boy. Still don't have a seamstress on tour, do we? Bring one back.
Game, Gerges.
So the mini battles to Gerges saves the 2 break points. Impressive 3 love
It leads by 3 games to 11.
Very impressive start from Julia Gerges, isn't it? I mean, she's just come out all guns blazing. She's really firing on all cylinders. Footwork is good, and she's on that front foot, isn't she? That's where she needs to be. As we were just saying, Chris, with Kuznetsova, she doesn't want to be pushed too far behind that baseline. And for Gerges, it's the same thing, isn't it? She's much more of an attacking style player. And at the moment, Kuznetsova has played too much of the first 3 games well behind that baseline.
Amazing swings these days. More traditional follow through with a lasso forehand mixed in.
There's that slice backhand we talked about, but again, she'll have to revert to that if she's pushed too much on the defensive.
Good use of the legs. She's got good knee bend, stays balanced through the hip. Superb shots.
I think that's such a good point, and I think knee bend on this particular court is really important because that ball comes through so quickly. You need to be able to absorb that pace and really stay with the ball as much as possible, and you can do that by using your legs. I think it does feel very light conditions here, doesn't it? And if you can try and sort of like really use your legs, keep and stay down with time, it really helps. Wow, that felt like an order.
Take your seats, thank you.
So just a quarter of an hour, the 8th seed in trouble first set. Another 3.
Oh! 15 words. That's about challenging the ball. Right baseline. The ball was caught.
Well, I think that's what behind that baseline. I think she thinks that caught the line. Oh, no wonder she said it was close.
15 all. (13-15). That's the last 2 challenges
the
remaining.
French Open champion, of course, working with Kuznetsova.
Interesting seeing the grip there as she was approaching that forehand. I always find that fascinating when you see a player, their fingers leave the grip. It shows what a loose grip they have as they're going into that ball.
Net for service.
Brilliant.
13.
Well, she's absolutely on fire out here at the moment. Everything she's touching is turning to gold.
She's done playing.
14.
Well, scoreline in tennis is so clever, isn't it? Because it presents so many different pressure moments, but the sort of the way that the scoreline, if it opens up for you, allows you to play with much more freedom. And then you can feel the sense of sort of mild panic when the score starts to close in on a player and they start to pull back on that freedom. And that's what tennis is. It just is such a roller coaster ride of emotion, isn't it? And pressure points.
Well, it's all at the moment. 9th winner of the match already.
Gerges leads by 4 yards lead.
Want to hear all the news or catch up with all the gossip? See what the players are up to. WTAtennis.com, the official website of the WTA. It's really worth a visit. She started magnificently tonight, Gerges.
Well, as you say, she's just been absolutely unplayable. I mean, she's just taken the ball so early. She's dictating all the play. She's just sizzling off her racket. And also this pace of the match, 18 minutes gone and already 4 games. I mean, Svetlaна's got to find a way to slow everything down out here.
Love 14.
Second. She's just being bullied out of this at the moment because Nets are up.
Well, it's a horrible feeling, isn't it, when you feel like you're just having to react. It's coming at you and you feel as if you're on the back foot, your body weight's going backwards, you're unbalanced, being pushed behind that baseline and not actually having too much say in the tactics out there. You're just reacting all the time. It's to shift that balance.
13-15.
Study of concentration. Set the feet quite early then, didn't she? Got a little stuck. Good break point for the Russian. 0 from 2 so far.
Yeah, she's just catching the ball a touch late, isn't she?
Just struggling with the pace, isn't she?
Yeah, it's just, again, just reacting to what's coming at her. It's about getting that racket head back in time, trying to get that body weight going forward. And this court doesn't help. If you're up against someone who hits the ball as hard as Gergis does, it's really hard to react quickly.
Advantage, Gergis.
Not a great point save, not a mini battle one.
I have to say, Chris, it's been quite breathtaking so far, hasn't it? I mean, it's not as if Kuznetsova has done anything particularly wrong out here. She's just been absolutely outplayed in every department. And now you can see she's trying to impose herself to that forehand. And that one, everything right out here.
This is as well as she was when she was top 15. No question. Coached by the Sabre Angels, Matthias Mischka.
Have you attempted that? Not me.
And there is only one way to master it.
They're saying it's going rather well.
Well, they've got to be pretty happy. I mean, she's obviously been prepared well before coming into this match. So much preparation goes into these matches now, doesn't it? It's absolutely meticulous.
So you hear the top players like Djokovic and Murray and top women as well. It's almost every minute of every day is mapped out.
Yeah, it is. You know, right back from when do you eat ahead of the practice, time for digestion, physio, massage, stretching, every single aspect, as you say, every minute of every day mapped out ahead of a match like this. Rest time.
So Kuznetsova serving to save the bagel. There's never been a love set between them. Will not help.
Well, you almost, sorry, Chris, you almost sense as if she's getting a little bit inhibited out here now, Kuznetsova, and she's not a player that you'd normally say that about.
Yeah, she's ready to dismiss this racket, Kuznetsova, and you can understand her frustration because she's just literally being outgunned. Does she serve volley? Does she slow the ball right down, play loopy? She's got to do something different.
Beautiful to watch at the moment. I honestly don't think I've seen a player better set of tennis than this.
It's quite breathtaking. Less than half an hour, 3 set points.
Very nearly made that one as well. To spot.
First ace, they're all welcome. It's a third winner. Gerges is up to 11. She's only made 8 unforced. How hard she's gone at it. There is a bagel set. First play between them. That's here. Well, it looks like it's going to be a second time. That first set is anything to go by.
Well, unsurprisingly, she's going to get her coach on board, and it's very interesting to see what Anastasia has to say.
Ну, хорошо нам попадает сейчас, вообще попадает, в принципе, все, что только к ней прилетает, но при этом солнышко немножко все-таки коротковато. Это очень все удобно. Если пытаться, ну, все равно надо пытаться играть чуть глубже. И попробуй тот глубокий, то, что мы делали, если раз в центр, а потом ты идешь в сторону. Потому что она сейчас очень хорошо, прямо если ты начинаешь атаковать, она готова к тем, чтобы бежать вправо или влево. То есть начни в нее, а потом уже уходи в сторону. И когда идешь на вторую подачу, они все уже отходят назад сразу же. То есть она тебе во второй квадрат, особенно меньше часто, подает вторую и отбегает назад, знаешь, что ты сейчас будешь атаковать. То есть ты что-нибудь, не знаю, прям повыше, наоборот, отыграй. То есть она сразу же отскакивает туда. Начало было больше, очень быстро, было больше, очень много. Не сложилось там, на самом деле 6-0, но у тебя столько было больше или ровно, там вот так просто не сложилось. Но продолжай, с ней надо быть, как ты помнишь, есть момент, за что зацепиться. И все-таки старайся не второй, ты там дольше с ней в игре, ладно?
Well, Anastasia Mishkina used every available second of that sit down for a pep talk with Kuznetsova. It'll be interesting to see if we see anything obviously different, Annabelle, because if you had a chat with Kuznetsova, what could you say to her?
Well, it's almost a little bit like a tornado going through the course, isn't it? And it's finding a way to try to get Gerges out of her rhythm out here and try to make her feel uncomfortable, start to put scoreline pressure. But there wasn't any scoreline pressure in that first set. It just all went one way. And as I said, because the way that scoring is in tennis, it gives you freedom. You can kind of get on top of a player and you get that momentum going. You know, the scoreline can just help you, can't it? But it's a way of how can she get into Gerges' head out here? Create some doubt.
You often think there's no way my opponent can keep this up, but there's been no sign yet that Gerges can't or won't. Somehow she's got to make this happen. Such an early stop. It's not moving backwards at all. Just a half volley.
Oh, that is outstanding.
Just can't miss.
It's reminding me of a little bit how Steffi Graf used to play, actually, sort of dancing around the ball. I mean, obviously on the forehand side, but just absolutely nailing the ball into the corners and on that front foot, great footwork.
Huge shoes to fill, aren't they, Steffi Graf's? Great length. Kerber, of course, did a great job at the Australian Open. What a win that was.
Oh, what an amazing tournament, really. I mean, so many different stories running throughout the course of the championships. But, I mean, no one ever, I think, predicted that we would get that kind of an upset at the end. And what a run for Kerber. A very popular winner she was too, wasn't she?
Absolutely. Jumped into the Yarra, following Jim Courier. It's another winner. It's 13 now. 13 winners, that's nearly 2 a game. Clean winners, let alone the ones that are forced errors.
It just seems to be such a clear game plan that she's pulled out into the court, doesn't it? She's using her serve very effectively. We'll look at the first set stats here. And even a high first serve percentage from Kuznetsova didn't make any impact. I mean, for Gerges, actually relatively low first serve percentage. Just a couple of aces and a couple of double faults. But look at the winner difference between the two of them. I mean, that's huge. Yeah, she made one more unforced error, but she got that balance just right. And she was creating so many more opportunities for herself as well. Converting on 3 out of the 5 break points. Kuznetsova didn't convert on any of the 3 that she created. But you can sense she's like a bubbling kettle out here at the moment. She looks to me like she wants to explode, actually.
Well, they've hung around all day. Germans in the crowd, they must be delighted with this. Talk about being in the zone.
Well, it's quite a display. It really is. Full of confidence. It's energised, free flowing. It's really quite well. It's enjoyable to watch, actually. Even though the scoreline isn't competitive.
Yeah. She is so confident right now, girl. Just running around the backhand, or unleash on the forehand again on the return. Three more break points. When was the last time this happened to Kuznetsova? Featuring in this at all.
It's also so ironic that we talked about at the start of this match the fact that Kuznetsova played two of the longest matches in the history of the game, one at the Australian Open, 4 hours 44 minutes. And last week in Fed Cup, the longest ever Fed Cup match at 4 hours, and this couldn't be further from that kind of contact.
This could be one of the quickest matches of her career. It's 8-love in 35 minutes. Look at the smiles all round. She's one of ours, you know. Kerber did well at the start of the year. Maybe that's helping to inspire. I mean, it's just huge speed off the ground strokes. On both wings. Forehand is bigger, but the backhand is big enough. It's off the line. Look at Kuznetsova looking back to Machine. I think that's all you can do is laugh about how good this is. No smiles from Machine.
Well, you know, a lot of coaches sit there and they take it on board personally as well, don't they? They kind of live the matches through their pupils, as it were, and she will not be enjoying this at all.
It's the first time Burgess has been rocked backwards. Almost like the smile completely relaxed Kuznetsova. Just gave her a bit of a dose of her own medicine. Now, does that break the ice?
She did the right thing, didn't she? She'd set the point up so well there. You can see pushing Kuznetsova into a very defensive position once again. Once she has to come under that backhand, you know she's in a little bit of trouble. It was the right move forward to close down on the net. It took an enormous swing at that volley.
Oh, that's crazy how good that is. Because Gerges is at full stretch.
13.
Well, this was a great return of serve, wasn't it? And as you say, did such a good job at full stretch, getting a racket head through that ball and being able to put that extra injection of pace on it. Get the ball to dip at Kuznetsova's feet.
Kuznetsova challenge on the corner, left far side line.
It was wide, didn't it?
Ball was collapsed.
I think it was wide. I mean, it's whether or not it caught the outside edge of the line, and ladies is going to have a very close inspection of the line. Often easy to see from the mark, isn't it? Oh, it's almost as if all the luck is not going her way tonight.
40-30. Miss Kuznetsova has 2 challenges remaining.
It was a huge challenge just to get on the scoreboard. It's right in the corner. It's just unbelievable. It's 9-love. It's a 17th winner.
Well, that's just the most perfect performance that she could possibly put in, I think, against a very, very experienced campaigner on the tour.
It's great use of the height as a good launch pad, isn't it? We follow through. I mean, can we think of anything for Kuznetsova to try here? Should she start moonballing? Should she just take all the pace out? I mean, what can she do?
Yeah, because she hasn't got much time to think about it, has she? So whatever she does do, she's got to implement it pretty quickly. But, I mean, it's hard to know. You would have expected that her level might have dropped off by now, and I've sort of been admiring the fact that Kuznetsova was trying to stay up on the baseline, trying to keep on imposing her game, but it's just not getting any joy out there. And you do wonder, does she try and take the pace off, give a few more moon balls and some slower balls just to try and mess up the rhythm? Because at the moment she is... and it almost feels like she's so playing within herself as well. Doesn't even feel like she's playing above herself out here. I mean, it is an exceptional performance, but she seems so in control of it.
It's remarkable. Has Kuznetsova ever lost love and love in her career? Might have done as a junior, perhaps when she first started, when she's playing out of her league, but can't ever imagine her losing love and love as a pro.
Well, I certainly would never have predicted this. I mean, you asked me who I thought was going to win, and I said I thought Kuznetsova, judging by the head-to-head.
It wasn't a bad shout, was it? 4-1.
But the only time that she has lost to her is here on the very court. You just wonder whether this court and the pace of it and the way the ball plays out here just suits her.
So Kuznetsova still trying to get on the scoreboard. Setting love 3 down. Well, that was a real kicker, a really slow serve at 118 kilometres per hour. Drew the error. You see another slow one? So another kicker to start the quarter. The most in roads.
14 notes.
I think she's one of the best volleyers on the tour. I mean, she's such a great doubles player as well. And look at this, keep that racket head up. Beautiful angle she produces with that one. Traditional volleys, Svetlana Kuznetsova. Punches through them. She'll feel a lot better if she gets herself up on that scoreboard.
Yeah, because she's got other ideas.
13-15.
Well, even that one, where it's coming off a slice ball, which I think is quite tricky on this court, stays low. And with her big swing, you'd think that would cause some problems, but she's getting her knees bent, she's getting the racket face under the ball.
Now then, 14, quite a lot of applause, you would think, if Kuznetsova wins one of the next 2 points.
Game Kuznetsova.
No smile, no arms aloft, quite a cheer. Kuznetsova avoids the double bagel.
She doesn't exactly look overjoyed about it, does she?
Gurgis leads by 3 games to 1.
She's done a very good job of just maintaining her composure out here and just keeping her head down and getting on with it.
Facebook.com/WTA. A site well worth a visit. Stranger things have happened. Those players have gone through all the sort of permutations, being a set 5-1 up losing, being a set 5-1 down winning, and everything else in between. Get the feeling though, Gurgis has got to give the Russians some help with a few more errors. Kuznetsova can ill afford any.
15-all.
It's very effective, that kick serve from Gurgis, isn't it? I mean, she's got quite a wristy action on her serve. And as I said, she's altered the way she sets up for her serve. It seems as if she's got almost straighter legs at the start of her service motion, but she's always had a very loose wrist and that ability to really give it a good high kicker to the backhand.
Great disguise on that back too. It looked like she might play the cross-court angle, but then just stumps it down the line. Again, Kuznetsova looks at a loss on how to handle this.
Yeah, I agree with you. It was great disguise here, wasn't it? You can almost see her waiting, just deciding what to do with that ball, taking her time over this, making sure, taking care. A resigned look from Kuznetsova.
14-15.
Boy, oh boy. Fourth place. 20th winner now. Well, not only this is wonderful timing and manipulation. Burgers has got it all tonight. And the second 4-1 lead.
Burgers leads by 4 against 2-1.
This sort of performance has made me look at the draw and start studying it, because she's playing the sort of tennis that I remember her playing when she got to the finals here in 2012. And of course, as we said before, beating Kuznetsova along the way. But when she's in this kind of form, you feel as if she really should be certainly inside the top 10 in the world, and capable of beating anybody.
How much do you think Kerber's influence of winning the Australian Open has helped with the other German women? Do you think it's significant?
Oh, I think you're spot on. I think any time when a fellow countrywoman does something like that, it sort of inspires the rest of the pack. And because they're all used to playing with each other, they probably know each other. A lot of them would have grown up together. It just makes you think, well, if she can do it, then surely I can do something like that as well. It definitely has to have an impact. I think same for Jo Conter from Great Britain, who's reached her first semi-finals of the Grand Slam. You'd think that would have to help somebody like Heather Watson.
Virtually nothing. Well, there is nothing down the middle. That's the sort of pressure that Kuznetsova has been under tonight. Just on the Gerger's forehand. The backhand has been magnificent too. She served so well, right into the corners. Let's have a look at her serving stats.
Time.
14 from 21 behind the first, 13 from 19 behind the second.
Yeah, I think she has served really well out here tonight, because the serve has set up some ability to really be on the front foot for that first ball after the serve, hasn't it? But as you say, the backhand has stood up to it as well. I mean, everything has flowed so beautifully out here tonight.
When you start to think of the handshake, I think Gerger should apologise. Because this seems, it's a hammering. Must-win game. Just the one break. Just double her account. Gerger's nudging towards the finish line. That'll obviously come into her mind. Got to hang your hat on something.
Oh, even that one's down the line as well. Just one of those days, isn't it?
Scary thing is how easy she's making it look. A smile, a wry smile from Kuznetsova. It's not only the pacing, though, it's the incredible depth too, consistently.
Well, I agree, because she's pushing Kuznetsova so far behind the baseline, isn't she? And it's just all one-way traffic. And look at the acceleration on this racket head. You can see Kuznetsova scrambling around. She doesn't know which way she's going to go with that forehand. Very difficult to read her. And this is honestly one of the best performances I've ever seen from her.
Well, as far as powerhouse hitting is concerned, it's difficult to imagine anybody could do better than this.
30-14.
Serena would be thrilled with this sort of performance. It's just non-stop. It's another break point.
Karen Douglas.
Incredible.
Biggest lead by 5 games to 1.
Just the finishing touches now required. Well, can you imagine? It's all eyes on Gerges with the coaching camp. He must be glowing. Serving for the match, Gerges, in 50 minutes. It's relentless.
13 left.
100 miles per hour, that serve. Again, on the line. It's not like it's even giving Kuznetsova the remotest chance.
That's it all. Fifteen cutting.
Yeah, it's considerable, obviously, the difference between them. Because Kuznetsova's a powerful player. She's just not been given a look in. Was it? That skidded.
Took a challenge in the corner, right baseline. Ball scored out.
And Kuznetsova staying on the left side with her head down. I think she knows that's hit the line. Yeah, everything's going against her. Everything, if it's in. It's one of those days. First serve again. Have a play on it, Kuznetsova. Well, we talked about how much she's been forced back, but that's as deep as she's been in the entire match. 2 points from the end of the match.
Goga's challenging the call, right centre service line, ball was cut out.
Immediate challenge again. Wow. I understand why she thought she'd made it. Serve ace in the second serve. It sums up the match, really. It's a 27th winner. It brings up match point.
Okay, so that's
Number 20.
5-2, 6-11, 6-1.
Steffi Graf, the great Steffi Graf. The chat was at her peak, can he last an hour? Well, Kuznetsova didn't against Gerges tonight. Just 55 minutes. It was a demolition from start to finish. And Gerges has beaten Kuznetsova for the second time in Dubai and in her career. And it'll be a pretty hasty retreat, you would imagine, for Kuznetsova. One of her harshest defeats in her very long career. Already gone. Amazing performance. "54 minutes to be precise." Just look at the winners, 28-4. Unforced errors. When you think how hard she went at it, 15 is not too bad at all. First serve as well. She was 15 from 22 behind the first, 16 from 24 behind the second. And in the second set, Gerges only lost 7 points on serve all in. It was pretty much the complete performance. And in a way, Kuznetsova did really well to save the double bagel. So booked her path through to round two. Strutskova, or the qualifier, Svetlana Pironkova of Bulgaria, former Wimbledon semi-finalist, of course, will play Gerges in round two. That could be a tricky quarter-final for Alep if Gerges keeps this form up. It should be tricky for anybody. But there is Angelique Kerber, who's inspired all the Germans, perhaps. Was that instrumental for Gerges tonight? But she heads the cast on the road to Singapore. Britain's Jo Konta, of course, semi-final down under. What a pleasure for her to be at number 6. So here's the winner with Annabelle Croft.
Well, congratulations, Julia. You were absolutely on fire out there tonight. Was that one of the best performances of your career, do you think?
Well, I wouldn't say it was one of the best, but a very solid one. I didn't make many mistakes, but being aggressive at the same time and don't really give her a chance to get into the match.
You've only beaten her once before. That was here back in 2012, and of course you reached the finals. Were you able to draw upon some of the memories of that, or did you change the tactics? What was it tonight?
Well, when I saw the draw, it was kind of a déjà vu because we played on the first main draw day also at night. So it was kind of a same situation. And I was in that match, what I remember, I think it was 6-2, 5-1 down. So, well, today it didn't really happen. But, well, I just tried to play my game and being aggressive. I know how good Sveta can play. And she has won Grand Slam, so she's a big champion. And, well, I just tried to go out there and play my game. And, well, luckily it worked very well.
It certainly did that. Now, you had a great start to 2016. You reached the finals in Auckland. You have a new coaching setup as well. Have you rediscovered your joy for the game? What's changed?
Well, after 7 years, I thought, okay, I'd take a new step and change my whole team. And, well, it works very well. And it's a different thing. You hear a new voice and you always get different input. And, well, I'm happy being back on court. And, yeah, I'm enjoying it a lot right now. And, well, just trying to improve and get better and, well, keep enjoying it.
And the court seems to suit you.
Yeah, it does. It's a bit slower than the outside courts, and at night it doesn't fly that much as it used to do during the day. So it really helped today, my game.
Well done. It was an absolute joy watching you play. Julia Gerges, we wish you the best of luck.
Yes, and interesting that she would say that she didn't feel it was one of her best performances. Maybe because it was the scoreline. I don't know. How does she qualify a best performance? It's very difficult to imagine. She's played much better than that in her career. It's a terrific performance. And if you're just joining us, have a look at this.
ضمن الأدوار النهائية من دوري أبطال أوروبا للكرة الطائرة للرجال تتابعون جدانسك مع زينت كازان الثلاثاء 11 مساء على دبي الرياضية الرابعة.
دبي أرض الفرص في التجارة والسياحة والاستثمار والخدمات. أنا شخصيا تعلمت من مدرسة المرحوم الشيخ راشد بن سعيد بن مكتوم رحمة الله عليه، فيما بعد سمو الشيخ محمد بن راشد اللي اتبع خطوات الوالد الشيخ راشد رحمة الله عليه. وهذا الشيء الحقيقة هو دائما سياسة إمارة دبي اللي هي التقارب بين السياسة والتجارة والأمن. الاستثمارات الغربية أو الخارجية التي تأتي إلى هذه البلاد المبروكة هي معرفة أن هناك من يحفظ أموالهم ويحفظهم شخصيا بإذن الله تعالى برجالنا من الأمن ورجال المقيمين وأهل البلد. استثمر في أمن دبي لتظل مدينتنا أرض الفرص والأحلام بإذن الله تعالى. كن شريكنا في أمن مدينتنا، أمنكم سعادتنا.
I'm Usain Bolt, the fastest man in the world, and you're watching Trans World Sports. Tune in.
تابعوا برنامج ترانس وورلد سبورت كل خميس 8 مساء على دبي الرياضية.
هل سألنا أنفسنا يوما كيف يتم اختيار بعض مجالس إدارات الأندية أو الاتحادات الرياضية إن لم يكن أغلبها؟ ليس الجمعية العمومية هي التي تختار، وليس عن طريق الانتخاب، وليس بالتعيين هو الذي يحسم الأمر. لا أطيل، يتم تكليف شخصية بتشكيل المجلس، وهذه الشخصية تختار شخصا آخر لديه مهارة تنفيذ الأوامر وكل المهارات الأخرى في الإدارة الرياضية والفنية والتسويقية لا تهم. هذا الأخير ينصب نفسه بالمباركة كرئيس للمجلس أو لا، وبعدها يتم البحث والتحري والاتصال بالأصدقاء القدامى والجدد. يبقى هذا الأمر قضية الساعة وحديث المجالس في المنطقة المحيطة، وربما في الإمارة أو في الإمارات قاطبة على حسب وزن وتاريخ هذا المجلس. يدخل الإعلام طرفا في اللعبة بطريقة مباشرة أو غير مباشرة، يسوق لبعض الأعضاء المنسيين أو الذين لم يقع عليهم الاختيار. يتم الاتصال باللاعبين أصحاب النفوذ في الفريق الأول والفريق الأول فقط، باعتبارهم الواجهة الأمامية لكل نادي أو اتحاد، وذلك للحصول على دعم هؤلاء اللاعبين لبعض الأعضاء الغير واثقين من أنفسهم. المهم، وبعد كل هذا وذاك، يتم تشكيل المجلس. يعقد أول اجتماع لتوزيع الحقائب الإدارية. لا أحد يتحدث، لأن الشغل الشاغل للأكثرية هو أي المناصب التي يمكن أن يحصل عليها كل واحد منهم. يتم توزيع الحقائب الإدارية. مفاجآت، عدم رضا، رضا تام، استياء. المهم أن اختيار الرئيس للمجلس، أمين السر العام، أمين الصندوق، ومشرف الفريق الأول تم قبل الاجتماع. بقية المناصب لا تهم، قل من يستقيل، لأن الاختيار لا يخدم المصلحة العامة، وهناك من يستقيل لأن الاختيار لم يقع عليه في بعض المناصب. وتبقى الأمور المهمة التي تتطلب نقاشا وعلاجا عاجلا وجذريا معلقة، وهي كيف ولماذا أقيل أو استقال المجلس السابق؟ ما هي السلبيات والإيجابيات؟ كيفية البدء من حيث انتهى المجلس السابق؟ اختيار الأسلوب العلمي والواقعي للإدارة، اختيار الأسلوب الأقصر للتطوير، الطريقة الأفضل التي تصرف من خلالها الميزانية على جميع متطلبات الموسم دون عجز، اختيار الرجل المناسب لإدارة التسويق لتخفيف الأعباء المالية والتخلص من الديون، توزيع الاختصاصات والمهام بحيث لا تكون هناك مركزية إلا فيما ندر، تطبيق مبدأ الثواب والعقاب والمحاسبة من خلال منظومة عمل احترافية.
الريو مشهورة بشواطئها الخلابة التي تجذب هواة السباحة، ولكن في فبراير ريو دي جانيرو ستشهد حدثا من نوع آخر. شاهد نجوم الغطس وهم يتنافسون على عرش البطولة. اختبر الدقة، المهارة والشغف بالفوز في هذا التحدي الذي لا بقاء فيه إلا للأفضل. تغطية مباشرة، مقابلات حصرية، ولقاءات من خلف الكواليس لتكون في قلب هذه المنافسة العالمية. كأس العالم للغطس 2016 من 19 إلى 24 من فبراير على دبي الرياضية.
The Inside Line is the most dynamic Formula One weekly program on the market. High-end editorial, showcased in stunning HD.
Good to be here.
Focusing on all the Grand Prix of the F1 World Championship and everything in between. From qualifying to race analysis and results. Fascinating insights from the drivers.
I feel like I drove my heart out this year.
In-depth profiles on the teams.
I'll probably start crying thinking about it again.
And innovative race previews.
This year is the rematch.
The competition in 2015 is hotter than ever, so get on board the Inside Line.
تابعوا برنامج The Inside Line على دبي الرياضية.
يقول لك المرشدون اقرأ ما ينفعك، ولكنني أقول بل انتفع بما تقرأ.
To be everything you ever dreamed.
Verbally would be perfect for me if you want a challenge. Any questions? Something? You, Hats, Tess. Tess. I see.
Ishkafet wins the spin of the coin and chooses to receive.
So just 23 years old, Pliskova seeded 6 here. This time now living in Monte Carlo, made over $3 million. 6'1", confirmed as her height. And ranked 14, as high as number 7 in August last year, which was, of course, her best year on tour. She's currently number 42 in the world this year. It's another one of those players we talk about. It's tough to back up a great year. Quarter-final in Sydney. She lost to Hallett 4-5. And in the third round of the Australian Open, lost to Mikhanova, who we saw go out earlier on today. But she lost to the Russian 3-2. There's confirmation of a run here through to the final last year. It's her 4th visit overall. She lost in the first round of qualifying 3 years ago, Daniela Hanchikova. She qualified 2 years ago, but lost in the first round to Kirsten Flipkins. Of course, Fed Cup champions again at the end of last year, the Czech Republic. It's 4 of the last 5 years. Pliskova was delighted to be part of that. She beat Pavlyuchenko, lost to Sharapova in that Fed Cup final last year, but that'll live long in the memory banks. And of course, the Czechs dominating the world of Fed Cup. Coco van der Wey, just 1 year older. Ranked 46 in the world. 6 feet 1 is 185, the same height as Pliskova, with a different build, a very powerful woman. There's confirmation of the 3 losses this year. She lost to Falcone, a fellow American in Auckland, 6-3 in the third, Jankovic in Sydney 3 and 4, and then lost to another American, Madison Grengel, who won first up today. She lost to Madison 6-3, 6-4. Just her second visit. She retired against Svitolina first round last year, 3-1 in the first set. She had to retire with a right shoulder injury. So a lot of memories from last year, apart from painful ones. And as I've said, she's looking for her first win of 2016. She's ranked 404 on the road to Singapore. They've played twice. They're tied 1 apiece in Miami. That was their first meeting in the qualifying 3 years ago. Pliskova won 6-2, 6-3. In their last meeting in the second round at the All England Club last year, Vanderwey won 7-6, 7-5 in the breaker, 6-4. So all to play for this evening.
Cecilia Alberti from Italy in the chair. And of course, Vanderwey went on to reach the quarterfinals at Wimbledon, which was quite an achievement. Must be tough coming into a tournament when you haven't won a match all year. Here we are, halfway through February, and you draw last year's runner-up. You might have been hoping to say, please, can I get a qualifier or somebody who's totally out of form? Pliskova played out of her skin in the Fed Cup. The Czech Republic, the defending champions, she beat Monica Niculescu, okay, and Simona Halep. Thank you very much. And, the Czechs scraped through 3-2 against the Romanians. Here are the seeded players, and of course we've already lost the first seed in action. Svetlana Kuznetsova getting a solitary game, and did well to do that against the outstanding Julia Gerges. It was lovely to see Julia playing like that.
And David, you were courtside watching
Ladies
the
and
match,
gentlemen,
that first match
this match will be
tonight.
played the best of three
Was it just
heavyweights.
as impressive down courtside as it was from up there in the commentary box? Was there nothing Kuznetsova could really have done differently?
Not that I saw, and actually, as you well know, Chris, you get a better idea of just how well someone is hitting the ball courtside because you're that much closer. And I mean, she was just booming winners from every corner of the court.
Coco Vanderwey can do a bit of that as well, but so can Pliskova. This is going to be a short rally match, I think.
You would expect so. Coco these days working with Craig Carden, a man who guided Martina Navratilova's career towards the end of her career. Annie Al-Kafif, who's the chief of officials here, always got a smile on his face.
Delightful man.
You never said that about officials when you were a player.
Of course not.
So it will be Vanderwey to serve. Winner of this match will play Kristina Mladenovic, who won her first round against Lesia Tusarenko earlier today. Mladenovic from France. Straight away, that return we become so used to. Straight down the middle, back to the server. See how quickly she moves. And the answer is Vanderwey didn't move at all.
Never easy preparing for the last match of the day, second night match. Eating, warming up. I think it surprised both. It must have surprised both women how fast the first night match was tonight.
30-50.
Like her opponents, Vanderwey stands 6'1", 1 metre 85. Average height of players on the tour, it's a little higher. every year.
There's a lot going on with the serve. She's quite sideways onto the court. It's a probably long swing and build up. This laid back, isn't she? Yes.
So 2 doubles in the opening game. Yeah, I suppose Pliskova is the Francis Drake of tennis. Francis Drake, the great British sailor of the first Elizabethan era, who, when the Spanish Armada was spotted in the Channel, set their wake, finished his game of bowls, then went off and caused them havoc. That's called getting the priorities right.
Advantage 1.
Well, despite the 2 double faults,
First game.
down to a holds start of the match. There's Craig Carton. A bit nippy out there, just a pair of shorts, Craig. Although the wind really has died down, which is very pleasant. Vanek on the left.
Carolina Pliskova.
A little bit of re-gritting.
Times in Pliskova's matches, you just feel she's going through the motions. She's absolutely trying 100%, but incredible demeanour on the court.
That's nice.
30-15.
Effortless. Just a swish of the racket, great change of direction. So listening, keeping your eye on the ball. Well, he's ambitious early on. Make a return as early as that, especially off Pliškova's serve.
First time today that the first two games have been split between the players. We've had a 2-love situation in all the matches so far. So maybe we're going to have the closest match of the day.
Safety pin for the badge. Well, that's not going to fall off.
Love.
Good athletic genes for Coco Vandevey. Mother, Tana, swam for the United States in the Olympic Games. Grandfather Ernie played for the New York Knicks, the basketball team in the NBA.
Those genes, I mean, they're versatile genes, aren't they? Because her mother also played volleyball in the 84 Olympics. So it's swimming in the Olympics and then volleyball. That is very versatile.
Isn't it just?
What's the longest rally, David? Do you know? We'll be good at that sort of stuff.
No, not yet. I was looking for didn't count it, but it certainly won't have been very long. Maybe 6 shots, maybe 7.
Yeah.
Until that's the first ace of the match. And Vandevey leads 2-1 on serve.
2 games to 1.
Yeah, so wild carded in, that's interesting for Pliškova, isn't it, this year? So I hadn't entered initially and then decided to. And of course, Doha next week is the Premier 5 event this year for the women, as this was last year. They dovetail each year. The Premier 5 is a bigger tournament. Many of the players have come from St. Petersburg overnight. Ivanovic, Roberta Vinci even later. Anna was beaten in the semis. Vinci won the tournament. She's here. Of course, if they're playing Doha as well, it all gets a bit busy. The schedule after Fed Cup at the start of the year down under as well, and then suddenly Indian Worlds at Miami loom large just around the corner. So scheduling is always an interesting one. We'll sit and get cold, either, Pliškova.
Greatest starts when you don't stop.
Vandevey, perfectly entitled to stay in the chair until the umpire calls time.
Time.
Interact back and working rather nicely.
It's hurt.
She had so much time to pass. No wonder she's frustrated, laughing externally, crying internally. First double fault, the check. Is he going to challenge? Thinking about it. Surely it's too late to challenge now.
But the biggest challenge to the call on the night.
To my mind, it should have been too late to challenge. You're supposed to challenge immediately. But Alberti taking a more lenient view. She knew it was out anyway. 4 millimeters.
Going 2 games. Van der Vegas 2 challenges.
Now he caught one that went into the stand on a miss hit. He's asking whether or not you should throw it back. I think you should, you know. No?
No?
Can I keep it?
No, that's it. Well done, sir. Don't forget, you can always follow all the news, all the events, all the scores, all the stories on the tour website.
You haven't won a match all year. Well, it's only 3, but it is 3 losses in a row. Yet to get on the scoreboard with a win, Vanderway. Self-belief will certainly be tested, especially in this very tough draw first round here. The reservoir of tolerance is a little shallower.
She's lost the first point on each of her service games, Van der Veeg. Recovered in the first 2, but not this time. The first opening against the serve here.
The white tape around the throat of the racket there, Plishko.
She cracked the frame. Can't afford a new one. Only made $1.6 million last year. No, times are tough. Yeah.
13. Witness.
Third double from Van der Veen, and that could be expensive as it brings up the first break point of the match. It's a very late call.
Van der Veen is challenging the call.
Not surprisingly, it's being challenged. Pliskova is uncertain. Oh, just got the back edge.
Instant challenge, wasn't it? Felt good off the racket.
Look at this.
Advantage.
In many ways, Van der Weij's serve is similar to John McEnroe's. Because she sort of got to the back of the backswing. She's literally sideways onto the court. Then there's this huge unfurling and turning of the shoulders into the court. Great for disguise.
Van der Veen staves off the first mini crisis of the match. And it's 3-2 on serve.
Yeah, good hold from Love 30, saves the break point. Those little mini battles. You haven't won a match at the start of the year. Very important to win some of those early on. Just to keep believing, keep pushing. But very much go to basics as well. When you're struggling to get wins, which she was not struggling to do last year. That is for sure. Her best year end at 37, 4 quarterfinals, including, as David said earlier, that wonderful run to the last 8 at Wimbledon. Big 2 top 20 players there, Pliskova and Safarova, before losing to Sharapova 6-2 in the third. So those are the heady heights. Of course, there's always another match, and you've always got to rekindle.
Both these women are Grand Slam junior champions. Pliskova, the Australian, in 2010, and Van der Veen, the US Open juniors in 2008. As a wild card, didn't have a ranking to get into the tournament. The sponsors, one of the sponsors were those neat Panamas. Australian product. That's actually very nice. Mentioned that Van der Veen's lost the first point of every service game. Pliskova's won the first point of every service game. Another interesting little statistic at the moment. Both women have won every single point behind their first serve. There's one reason for that. That's a super serve. Pliskova now 7 of 7 behind first serves. Van der Veen 9 of 9.
Go ahead. 3 games.
First love game of the match then to Pliskova 3-all after 22 minutes. This match was always likely to move along fairly rapidly. I think we've had a rally that's going to be on 7 shots.
Pliskova is challenging the court, but I decide the ball was possible.
Well, with the challenge, just 2 millimetres out.
15 love. Pliskova challenges.
A few aborted ball tosses. Always right to left too much, the reason.
Not that one spot on. Third. They go 4 on the back-to-back love service games.
Van der Veen leads 4 games.
Interesting as well that Pliskova barely moved a muscle too. Just going back to the disguise point with this preparation of Coco van der Wee's serve. Well, she's got a bit of tape on every racket. So is that a good luck charm? It's not lead. That's for sure. Sometimes players put lead into the head of the racket. You should get the racket head through the ball better. So, have a name to have the tension that she wanted. She just leaves it on there. Who knows? I've never seen that before. But it's on all her rackets.
Yep. Changing to a new racket because it's new balls. 7 games, of course, subsequently 9 games to change the balls because the first lot we used during the warm-up.
It's not easy. It's rough.
Getting very early out, Pliskova. It's chilly down there. You're not running around.
Time.
Showing the new balls.
15.
First ace of the match. Pliskova. It's an overrule from the umpire.
Van der Wegen is challenging a call. Challenge. Van der Wegen is one challenge.
Second serve, so good.
She tried it from the get-go too, didn't she? We lost 3 points on serve, all English.
Guy.
3 love service games in a row.
4
First set is racing along, 28 minutes.
Yeah, that is really quick for 8 games, isn't it?
2 of which are quantities. Van der Wegen suddenly into a lovely even on the serve. It's 3 aces in a row. Maybe she seems to the last service game. 5 in total now in the match. That did look long.
Yeah, it's a bluff. A bluff walk, as I call it, from Coco van der Wegen. Tough for either woman to get into a rhythm because they're getting a dose of each other, really. It's hit and miss, or it's just really powerful shots that's difficult to handle. It's almost like a scary sort of match, really.
Stroke rally. The error came from Van der Wegen. That was sensible. A little bit of pace off that first serve. Kicked it in. Still exceptionally well behind the first serve. Has lost 1 point now out of 15. Pushkin was still 10 of 10. Six aces. It's 5-4 to Van der Wegen.
Van der Wegen leads 5 games.
Yeah, it's interesting with Van. Oh, here's Craig Carden. Let's have a listen.
Oh, by the way, Torsten says hi. Listen, you need to get inside the baseline on the second, after the first ball, especially on your backhand. And once the ball's in play, just go with your best shots. Just go forehand cross, backhand cross once or twice, and then rip it down the line.
Water, please. Ball boy. Water, please.
Okay? Once or twice, and then go down the line. All right? Trust your ground strokes. Don't just get into a rally, but have a purpose. Big target, have a purpose, and just go for it. Backhand down the line. Okay? Second serve, get inside. Show it. Let's go. I want to see a break here, okay? I forgot. Okay.
Don't know what Craig Carden forgot. Certainly wasn't his microphone. That's good. Sometimes they forget to turn it on and we can't.
Time.
So there's a little bit of scoreboard pressure. 4-5, serving to stay in the set.
She knows it. That's a big opportunity when you've only won 3 points against your opponent's serve. To get a head start, she should have done here. It'll hurt.
Last 11 points on serve for Sugar.
Fossini.
Service going for Sugar.
5 games.
That error on the first point certainly released Pliskova. Must-win service games for Vanderway. Not exactly struggling on serve. But a break point offered. Unconverted. It's the 5th game of the match.
Seemed to nice to save it, of course.
Real urgency about taking this early and getting inside the baseline. So Craig Carden was demanding.
Like her opponent, Pliskova trying to take the second serve very early. This little bit of topspin that kind of puts on the serve, the ball's getting up pretty high.
32 unforced errors between them now. 12 winners. Underway leading on both counts. Sounds like a racket frame's gone. Well, certainly the string.
Yeah. It matters not, because she can change the racket now. 6-5. The sets the no breaks. Here comes Yuri Vanek.
Tam tu stranu, když bude teď udělat na 6-6 a ona půjde první servis z tiebreaku, půjde do tečka. Ona chodí tam odtaď první servis sem do tečka a tady z té strany chodí ven. První servis, jo? První víč v tom, na to se nesoustředím. Uděláš podříz znova servis, jsi lepší hráčka, až to dostane do výměny, jsi lepší. Držíš si v klidu servis, hezky dejcháš, každý míč pečlivě, šance ti přijde, jo? Já vím, že buď musíš na ten druhý servis, vidíš to, jako buď se musíš hodně nacpat, a nebo, dobře, a nebo... No, já neříkám, ale když jsi měla 3 pá, dobrý, a zády to asi takhle vedle. Ale musíš taky koukat na soupeřku, koukni se, hele, koukni taky na soupeřku, že ona taky jí to ulítává daleko. Ty máš hodně víc šancí, jo, takže pořád jsi v tom zápase, ty hlavně hlava musí být pevná. A jedeš v klidu, vyjedeme tiebreak a ve druhém setu ji porazíme, jo? Jo, prostě hezky musíš tomu věřit, prostě je to jenom o pár míčků, o pár servisek. Mě to nekoukej na nějakou hru, protože ono to těžký v tom, že ono to hodně ulítává, jo? Ale ty buď na ten druhý servis, je to na to, aby si řekl, buď se víc navalíš, anebo si stoupneš tak, jak to umíš dál do toho backendu, jo? Jedeš, pojď pozitivní, pojď. Náš servis, servisem ji porazíme, jedem.
More of a monologue, wasn't it? Well, at least Pliskova was nodding and therefore listening. Trying to take us into a tiebreak then at 5-6.
The loudest call of the day. Well, got a bit lucky, but no mistake this time on getting the lead in the game.
For the first time in the match, she's ahead in the Pliskova service game. It still hasn't lost a point behind the first serve. Pliskova 13 of 13. Second double.
This really is a big point. Good territory for Pliskova. Yeah. Vandal is way inside the baseline again. Can't time it. Ball got up on her. Once you stand there and it's the second serve, you almost then got to come forwards again. Otherwise, you feel mentally you're standing way in, but don't stand still, because then you're just using your arms.
Second ace from Pliskova, and it will indeed be a tiebreak to decide this opening set.
Tie break.
Look, we've only had one break
Both
point in the
players are
entire
now
set,
seeing
and that was saved by an ace.
First set was a tiebreak at Wimbledon last year, wasn't it? In the second round, Van der Wey winning it 7-5 in the match, 6-4 in the second set.
One, Van der Wey.
Yep, that time. And so straight away, Van der Wey with the mini break point against the serve.
Yeah, to actually move forwards and across for that one. Just behind the baseline to receive the first serve. Inside the baseline, making the return, moving on to the ball. She should do more on the second serve.
Mini break recovered, and you just get the feeling that once the rally develops, Pliskova is the more likely to win it. Precious few of them, though.
Wow. Very close to the baseline. He served 3 doubles.
And it's Van der Wey who breaks down in the end.
3-2. Pliskova.
17 shots. That's 3 times as many as anything we've seen before, I think. And Van der Wey loses both points on serve. Now it's Pliskova who has the mini break.
Well, very difficult to choose between them at this stage.
First point Pliskova's lost behind her first serve. And after serve had absolutely dominated the set, it's been anything but. In the tie-break, 6 points played and only 2 won by the server.
Well played. I think she got the whip. She does struggle, Pliskova.
4-3, Van der Wijk.
And it is very tough to get the width because the ball is being hit so hard. Being able to get angle is far from easy, but that's a terrific point won by Van der Wijk.
4 points in a row against the serve. Now it's Van der Wijk who's up a mini break again.
Five, Van der Wijk.
Wonderful placement on the serve.
Van der Wijk.
Lifts her head sometimes on that backhand, doesn't she? Doesn't fully commit to the stroke. She's almost looking to see where she's hit it before making contact.
We're back on serve, 4-5. Points.
6-4, Van der Wijk.
She had to pick a side, didn't she? She picked early and picked well, Van der Wijk. And got rewarded.
Six points, Van der Wijk.
Struggle with that a lot. We're back on the drawing board.
If they get the first serve in. So important here.
Going for six. Van der Wijk. 7 games to 6.
In the first set, taking the tiebreak by 7 points to 5.
Gets a carbon copy of the Wimbledon tiebreak of last year, so it's looking good here for Van der Wijk. Tough draw, higher ranked opponent. Pliskova seeded 6th, runner-up last year. Not won a match this year. I think very, very important that Van der Wijk has stolen that opening set. So little between them. They both serve magnificently well.
Key moment in the tiebreak. Pliskova really ought to have won the point, but her opponent off the hook. Fist. Oh, there's Par Alberti been on the walkie-talkie? Not sure. It's Van der Wijk who's quickly up. Pliskova who's taking her time. Pliskova talking to the umpire. No, not about what.
Time.
Second set then, Pliskova serving.
Second set. Pliskova to serve. Love.
Well, clearly had an injection of confidence having won that set. Some fine ground strokes. An attempted drop shot.
14.
Magnificent. That's the best return by a mile off the second serve, the kicker. Look at the footwork. She's moved in. She hasn't just stayed still. It's been a long while coming, but that is exactly what you have to do.
Advantage, please.
Well, it was a tough volley, but she never really set herself. She sort of ran through the volley. You need that little split step, so you're on balance, and then you can react to the ball coming at you. Just the second time, meaning this is the longest game of the match.
Advantage, please.
Just the speed on that, so 178, that's 111 miles an hour.
Go ahead, please. First game, second set.
Well, tested in the opening game of the second set, coming through the test.
Anyway, still hasn't had a break point, so even though she's a set-up, she'll feel the pressure. There's no doubt. 50-minute opening set. And as David Mercer was pointing out a number of times, the first serves won. Pretty amazing. 22 from 27 in the end for Pliskova. 19 from 23 Coco Vandeweghe. So, very few chances for the pair of them. Just the one break point in the whole of the first set. Plenty of breaks against the serve in the breaker, but Vandeweghe will still feel under a lot of pressure here to keep holding. No slip-ups.
7.
It's an ace of game, isn't it? It's a big help.
And that's it. Pushka's best return.
15.
Again, great disguise. Pushka had no clue where that was going.
Fourth double fault. Pushka was only had played one shot in this game so far. The first 4 points.
14.
Good variation too, isn't it? Ace out wide last time that side, then the slow one down the tee.
Great serving. 4 aces in the game. And the longest rally of that particular game was 2 shots. Pushka's service return winner on the second point.
Changing the racket again before new balls. 1 hour gone. 1 hour for 7-6, 1 all.
Miserly 3 aces from Pushka. But the umpire didn't tell her it was new balls because it isn't for one more game.
Ah! 15.